This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 2017. How can a couples therapist help me navigate the decision of divorce? By Sara Stanizai of prospecttherapy.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ORD, one final time in 2023. I'm your host and narrator, Greg Audino. Happy to be wrapping up the year with a post from Prospect Therapy, albeit an article tackling one of the harder parts of relationships, that being how a couples counselor can help you should you be considering a divorce. Now, it may not be easy, but it is still very important to address, which is why we can't stray from reads like this one. I think you'll appreciate it and find it educational if you've ever considered couples counseling at all. So let's get into this post now and optimize your life. How can a couples therapist help me navigate the decision of divorce? By Sara Stanizai of prospecttherapy.com. Deciding whether or not to pursue a divorce is a deeply personal and often difficult decision. You may get conflicting messages from friends, family, and even yourself. And most of those people don't have to live with your decision. Plus, you and your spouse may also be processing the grief of losing the marriage you thought you had, possible anxiety and depression from living in an unhappy relationship for an extended period of time, and even possibly some relational trauma from ongoing conflicts that have taken their toll. So, when people have opinions about your marriage, it can be especially stressful. It's understandable that you may vacillate between feeling like couples therapy is something you must do and wanting to avoid looking too closely at this painful topic. Fortunately, couples therapists are equipped with the skills and expertise to guide you through this challenging process. A couples therapist can assist you in making an informed decision about divorce. By working collaboratively with a therapist, you can gain clarity, explore your options, and ultimately find the path that is right for you and your relationship. And when you choose a private practice therapist, it's all done privately. No sharing your data with large companies, and no sending records to insurance. I'm just saying. Understanding your emotions when considering divorce. When facing the possibility of divorce, emotions can run high, making it difficult to think clearly and make rational decisions. You may be dealing with old anger and resentment, fear about the future, disappointment in yourself or your partner, shame about not being able to make it work, and maybe even guilt for imagining what life could be like. With all that going on, it can be very confusing to know what you actually want. A couples therapist provides an open and neutral space for both partners to express their true emotions. Not just the same emotions you've probably rehashed over and over, but the wide variety of feelings you experience during this process. They will guide you through the process of understanding and managing your feelings, helping you to gain perspective and clarity amidst the chaos. By exploring your emotions together, a therapist can help you make decisions based on rationality and on intense emotions. After all, your emotions are also logical reactions to certain situations. Emotions are valuable pieces of information, and ignoring them is to throw away a whole file folder of data. It may be intimidating to think about this. You may have been avoiding difficult conversations for a long time, so the idea of getting everything out in the open doesn't sound great. But remember, it's not like the disagreements you have at home. In therapy, you allow a professional to help keep you on topic and to play fair. Whereas at home, it may not feel as productive. It can be very illuminating to share what you actually feel, and to hear what your partner actually feels as well. Couples therapy, an objective assessment of your relationship. If you've been gridlocked on an issue for a long time, you know it can take on a life of its own. You are no longer getting anywhere, you're simply rehashing the same disagreement repeatedly. Meeting with a couples therapist can serve as a reset on the relationship, or at least on the specific disagreement. Sometimes couples get tunnel vision and only see the things that prove their point, while an outside observer, especially someone who is trained in seeing what's underneath the conflict, can shift your perspective just enough to get unstuck. Couples may still be moving in the same direction after couples therapy, but at least they're moving. Couples therapists are trained to objectively assess the dynamics of a relationship. Through careful observation and analysis, we can identify patterns of communication, conflict, and intimacy that may contribute to the difficulties you're experiencing. Some of us even use measurable assessment tools, like the Gottman Relationship Checkup. This comprehensive questionnaire allows us to measure your satisfaction in different relationship domains. It also allows us to compare your answers with your partner's answers. Those of us trained in using this tool know that we never share your responses with each other, so you can be as honest as you like. And even when you both rate something as needs improvement, at least you're on the same page about what isn't working. By helping you to see the bigger picture, a therapist can provide insights into the underlying issues that may be causing strain in your relationship. This objective assessment allows both partners to gain a better understanding of the dynamics at play, and whether they can be addressed and resolved through therapy or other means. Exploring alternatives to divorce in couples therapy. One of the key roles of a couples therapist may be to explore alternatives to divorce. Often, couples come to us as a last resort before divorce, and they're hoping there's another option. As relationship experts, we will certainly explore other options, not because we have opinions about divorce or how long someone should try, but because you want to make sure you've considered everything before deciding. Couples therapists will work with you to identify potential solutions and strategies for improving your relationship. Through various therapeutic techniques and exercises, therapists can help you rebuild trust, enhance communication, and develop healthier patterns of interaction. By focusing on strengthening your bond, therapists can guide you through a process of healing and growth, enabling you to rediscover the love and connection that brought you together in the first place. And if you don't want to consider every other possible answer, you don't have to. Sometimes divorce is your answer, and you already know it. Therapy can also help you end your relationship as amicably as possible and work through the grief and other issues that arise during this process. Facilitating open dialogue with your spouse in couples therapy. Effective communication is essential in any relationship, especially when contemplating divorce. A couples therapist will create an open environment where both partners can express their needs, concerns, and desires openly. We will facilitate constructive dialogue, ensuring that both partners feel heard and understood. By fostering open communication, a therapist can help you and your partner explore the possibility of reconciliation, or reach a mutual understanding about the decision to divorce. A therapist's guidance can empower you to make choices that align with your values and long-term happiness. When to try couples therapy if you're considering a divorce. Deciding whether to pursue a divorce is a complex and deeply personal decision. Seeking the support of a couples therapist at any point in the process can provide invaluable guidance and assistance during this challenging time. With expertise and a compassionate approach, therapists can help you understand your emotions, gain an objective assessment of your relationship, explore alternatives to divorce, and facilitate open dialogue between you and your partner. Remember, the decision to get a divorce is ultimately yours, but working with a couples therapist can help you navigate this journey with clarity, compassion, and confidence. You just listened to the post titled, "How Can a Couples Therapist Help Me Navigate the Decision of Divorce?" by Sara Stanizai of prospecttherapy.com. There's a lot of distraction this time of year, but I'm here to tell you that you can end the year right and train your brain with Word Collect. Word Collect is a fun and relaxing mobile game to help keep your mind sharp and grow your vocabulary to pass the time, whether you're waiting to meet Santa or in line at the airport. It has over 2,000 levels, which start easy but get harder as you get better, and new features have just been added for the holiday season, including new limited-time competitive events. So there has never been a better time to start playing, and right now Word Collect is offering you 2,500 coins and 500 gems for free when you download and play. And those extra coins and gems definitely come in handy to help keep you playing when you get stuck, and take it from me, the last thing you will want to do is stop playing. So stop mindlessly scrolling through social media and train your brain while relaxing. Just go to the Apple or Google store and search for Word Collect. So if you're like me and want to end 2023 with a bang, download Word Collect for free today. This holiday season, you might be looking for nutritious, flavorful meals to fuel you on jam-packed days. Well, our sponsor, Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service, can help you eat cleanly with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. Save time, stay healthy, and treat yourself to high-quality, delicious meals over the holidays. Choose from over 35 chef-crafted meals every week that support a healthy lifestyle and meet your meal preferences. And by the way, Factor isn't just for dinner. Count on extra convenience any time of day with an assortment of over 55 add-ons to suit various preferences and tastes. Choose from quick breakfast items, lunch to go, grab-and-go snacks, and ready-to-drink cold-pressed juices, shakes, and smoothies. And rest assured, you're making a sustainable choice. Factor offsets 100% of their delivery emissions and source 100% renewable electricity for their production sites and offices. So head to factormeals.com/optimal50 and use code optimal50, that's optimal50, to get 50% off. That's code optimal50 at factormeals.com/optimal50 to get 50% off. And a big thank you to Sara for this post. And one of the most helpful aspects of this article to me is the emphasis on the role of a couples therapist in facilitating open and neutral communication between partners. And this point is really beneficial because it addresses a common challenge many couples face: the difficulty of expressing true emotions and understanding each other, especially in the midst of relationship turmoil. Not to mention how hard it can be to trust that your therapist will have an objective approach, as opposed to taking sides and ganging up on one of the partners. Often, conversations about sensitive topics like divorce can become stuck in old patterns of conflict and misunderstanding, hurt feelings. And in the home environment, these discussions can quickly devolve into arguments that leave both partners feeling unheard or frustrated. You might be feeling this yourself. And if so, I hope you leave this episode knowing how incredibly constructive it can be for these talks to take place in the right setting, and that bringing these conversations outside of the home and into a therapist's office will give them a much different feel and will likely yield results that come with more clarity than what you've experienced so far. And with that, we are going to sign off for today, everyone. Our very last post of 2023. I hope you feel as though this year of ORD has helped you grow in your relationships and that you'll decide to keep growing with us in 2024. That said, I look forward to starting the new year off right with you tomorrow. That's where your optimal life awaits.